I wanted to make this video because I just feel really bad about what happened. So a few days ago, a YouTuber, his real name is Paul Barbato, his channel's name is Geography Now. He uploaded a video coming home because one of his neighbors told him that someone broke into his house. And when he returned home, in the video, he shows that his house, especially his room, and then I believe a few other rooms, were just ransacked. There was stuff everywhere, and there was stuff broken. And it's yeah, there's just so many wrong things about it. Obviously, no one deserves to get robbed. Um, it's breaking, entering, and stealing stuff. It's an awful feeling that I think a lot of people, myself included, take don't take into consideration and take for granted. Um, but I've known people who've been robbed, had stuff stolen, house and property broken into, and it's awful, and especially in his case because it's mostly him and his mom that live there. I don't know what happened to his other. He had friends with him that also had young children, which is obviously a very scary situation. But I don't remember if he talked about them or not. Um, but it's it just hurts because this guy, and he kind of talks about it a little bit too. This guy has been through so much in the last, I think, is like 12 years now. I know it's been over 10 years. I might be going to 12 now. He's been on YouTube. And I've been watching him since. If you don't know who Geography Now is, he basically goes alphabetically of the official United Nations countries, A to Z. And he's actually, I believe he's on the last four countries now. And I've been around since B, and like I said, it's been 12 years or something like that. So I've been here for a long time. And unfortunately, too, he lost his father during this time, and he's been having financial issues because he wants to take care of his mom, and he has this a lot of responsibility on his hands, and it's just really hard to see a guy go through stuff like this. And on top of that, he's been talking for a while now about plateauing. If you don't know what that is basically where your views kind of just like stagnate. Like you have like consistent views, and that's not a bad thing to a lot of people. But with him, it's not a lot of people. It's not getting that reach, and he's not getting that money. And of course, this is his revenue. And I've talked about people with YouTubers and stuff, but I think this guy does a little bit more because he actually goes. Now he's been going to these countries and doing videos with these people. He's been doing videos with people from these countries in a long time, but he's actually going to these countries, he's getting people to interview with, and like getting like a raw sense of the country, and I think that's really special. Plus, he does educational things. He's been going to schools to have like these like geography. He calls it geography bees, and it's basically like kids trying to correctly guess the right answer to geography questions and stuff like that, and it's really good. And I've seen a lot of people say, you're a really good basis for having, like teachers are saying, you're a good basis, to teach my students, like geography students, even history students about these countries, so you can get a better understanding of the culture and where a lot of, modern stuff happens nowadays. It's it's rough seeing someone that you really like and you even look up to. I actually attribute a lot of, how do I say it? Like, attribute a lot for starting my YouTube channel because it's, this is more of a hobby kind of thing, um, but he inspired me to do it because it's just something that you like to do and you want to do it. And just with him, he was able to make it into a job. And I know there's that fine line between hobbies and jobs, and sometimes people kind of muddle it. Sometimes a hobby becomes a job, sometimes a job becomes a hobby, but like I said, it's just rough. I know it's awful for him. He's saying he wants to move. I should preface this too. He lives in Los Angeles. I mean, I know. I'm going to be completely unbiased here, because first of all, I've never been to the West Coast. I never even left the Eastern Coast. All right, I never even been to New York City. I'm from upstate New York, and we don't like each other's uh, cultures all that much. We don't like how woodly we like, and then we don't like the big city. Um, but I mean, I think we all know Los Angeles is, not a great city. I mean, there's definitely, you're gonna have your highlights. Every city does. Every major city you go to, there's always the good, but then unfortunately there's gonna be a lot of the bad. And I think for the last, I don't know how long, at least since I've been on this earth, it's just all these big cities. No matter where you go, the cities are getting worse. That's why like the suburbs are rising up, and then the rural areas, they're becoming more and more suburban. But the cities are still getting big because big companies and stuff. So, but yeah, I like I said, I don't want to be biased or anything, but I would definitely move out of a big city, go to um, if you can, a suburbs, if not a rural. There's a lot of homes where you can buy a house with a small plot of land, so it's not as much money. Where the suburbs too, you can you get a nice house, but you're going to be paying an arm and a leg for it. So, um, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because I it really bothers me, especially with the comments too. There's so many bad comments underneath that video, and it's just, this guy's just trying so hard to do what he loves, make a job out of it, and keep his mom and himself and whatever they have up afloat. And you have these people who, you know, do this to him, break in and steal stuff, break stuff, and it's just not fair. It really isn't. It's not fair to do it to a person that has done so much good in this world. It's just awful. And I hope that, Geography Now, Paul Barbato, hopefully he can get out of the bad situation he's in, take a break from filming and doing stuff. I know he's been really busy with the last 4 episodes. I believe it's 4 countries, and doing some other stuff. He's been going to other countries to filming and kind of filling in some of the blanks he's done, because if you go back to what was his first country? Afghanistan. Oh, first of all, bare bones. It was like under a 10-minute video, and what has changed since then? Oh, whew. So, but I just hate to see it. You just hate to see it. To a really great person who's done so much, and I hope him, his mom, and anybody else who's been affected by this, I hope they can recuperate, and hope they hopefully they can get out of that area and make something new. So I just want to say that. Thank you for my rambling, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.